ವೇದಿಕ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ನನಗೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಳುವಂತದ್ದು ಇಂಥ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ, ಅವರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇದು ವಸ್ತುಸ್ಥಿತಿಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ ಅಂತದ್ದು ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಆಗ ನನಗೆ ಕಂಡಿದ್ದು ವಿವೇಕ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಷನ್. ರಿಯಲ್ ಏನು ಅನ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕು ನೀವು. ಒಂದು ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಅವರು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕರೆದಿದ್ದು, ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ 90% ಆಯ್ತು ಗೋಲ್. ಇನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಆಸೆ ತಾನೇ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಯಾಕೆ ಪ್ರಯಾರಿಟಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು? ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಬಂದು ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ, ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿದ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಹೋದ, ಆಸೆ ಇದೆ ತೀರ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತು. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ನಾನು ಬೈಬೇಕು, ಅವ್ರು ಯಾಕೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನನಗೆ ಭಾವನೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದೇ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. ಅವ್ರ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಅವರು ವಸ್ತುವಿನ ಇದು ಏನು ಇರುವರು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿತ್ತು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರವರ ಮಕ್ಕಳೆಲ್ಲ US ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಪವರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡದ್ದು ದುಡ್ಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ವಿಷಯ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ದುಡ್ಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಏನು ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಆ ಕ್ಯಾಟರಿಂಗ್ನವರಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ ನನಗೆ. ಇವರು ದುಡ್ಡು ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಕರೆದವರಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಎಂಬುದು ಕೂಡ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯೋಚನೆನೇ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬಂತು. ಅವರ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೆ ಊಟ ಮಾಡೋ ಒಂದು ರೌಂಡ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅದೂ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅವರು. ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದಾಗ ಒಂದು ರೌಂಡ್ ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಏನು ಅಡಿಗೆ ರೂಮಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೋ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದೆ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರನ್ನು ಕಂಡೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅವರನ್ನು ಅವ್ರ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬೇಸರ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಅವರನ್ನು ತೋರ್ಪಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತಲ್ವ, ಇತರ ಜನರನ್ನು ಕರೆದು ಈ ತರ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ. ನಾನು ಅದೇ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಈ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದುಡ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಬೇಕು. ಇದೇನು, ಇದು ದುಡ್ಡಿನ ವ್ಯವಹಾರಕ್ಕೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಸ್ವಂತ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಬುಕ್ ಅನ್ನು ಓದಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ದುಡ್ಡು ಇದ್ರೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಏನಿದ್ರು ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಆಗ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಇರ್ತೀರ. ಆ ಪ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಈ ತರನೇ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು, ಈ ತರ ಇದ್ರನೇ ಪ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಯ್ತು. ಆಗ ಈ ವಿವೇಕ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಒಂದೇ ನಿಮಿಷ. ಸರಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೋರ್ಗಳು ಓಪನ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಇದು ಈ ವಿವೇಕ ಅಂತ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು ರಿಯಲ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ಗೆನೆ ಸರಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫೇಲ್ಯೂರ್ ಅದು ಏನೇ ಇರ್ಲಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಬೇರೆ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗೆ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಊಟ ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಕೊಟ್ಟದ್ದು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಯ್ತು, ಈ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಒಂದು ಅವರು ಜೋಕಿಗೆ ಮಾಡುದು, ನಾಟ್ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಷನಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ಅವರ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಬರುವಾಗ ಹೇಗಾಯ್ತು ನೋಡಿ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಊಟ ಕೊಡುವಂತ ಇದೇ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ವೇದಿಕ ಆಂಗಲ್ ಇಂದ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಈ ನಾವು ವೇದಾಂತವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಜಾಗೃತಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ರಿಯಲ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಮಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗದವರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನು ವೇದಾಂತಕ್ಕೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಅನ್ಲೆಸ್ ಫುಲ್ ಡೆಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೇನೆ ಆಗುದು. ಅದು ಫುಲ್ ಡೆಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಕೊಟ್ರಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸು, ಆ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಫುಲ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇಷ್ಟು ತನಕ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದು ಬರೀ ಪುಸ್ತಕದ್ದೇ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು. ಆ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದೊಂದೇ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ ನನಗೆ ಕಂಡಿದ್ದೆ ವಿವೇಕ ಚೂಡಾಮಣಿಯ ಪವರ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ಎಂತ ಒಂದು ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್ ಅದೊಂದು ಇದಂತ ಅಂತನು ನಾವು ಎದುರುಗಡೆ ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು ನಾವೇನೋ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಊರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಇದಿದಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಇರೋದು ಯಾವ ಹೂವು ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ ಫುಡ್ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದೇ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಹೋದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನೀವು ಹಳೆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಏನು ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಮ್ಮ ಕೊಟ್ಟದ್ದು ಅದೇ ಅಮ್ಮ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಳಸಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಎಂತದ್ದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ನೆಗ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು ಈ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು. ಫಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಅಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್ಗಳಿದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೇನೆ ಅದು ಬರುದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ ಫ್ರೀ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ವೇದಾಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರೀ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಆದ ಕಾರಣ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಗಳು ಹತ್ತೇ ಬರುದು. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಇದೇ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ಗೆ $1000 ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಜನ 50 ಬಂದು ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ವೇದಾಂತದ ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸಣ್ಣ ಏಜ್ ಇಂದಲೇ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಕಲಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಇದನ್ನು ದೊಡ್ಡ ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಫಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಬಟ್ ಅನ್ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಈ ಏಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ತಾಗ ವರ್ಕ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ನ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಈ ವೇದಾಂತವನ್ನು ಡೈಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಇದು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಅದೊಂದು ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ವಿವೇಕಾಚೂಡಾಮಣಿ ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಾಲಿಟಿ, ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ದಟ್. ಆಗ ವಸ್ತುವಿನ ವಿವೇಕವನ್ನು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಏನು ವೈರಾಗ್ಯದ ಮೊದಲು ಇರುವಂತಹ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್, ವಿವೇಕವನ್ನು, ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಷನ್, ಅದು ಸರಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ಬಹುದೆಂಬ ಪೀಠಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಈಗ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು.
ಗುಡ್.
ಅದೊಂದು ನಾನು ಆ ರೀತಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ಅದು ಆಮೇಲೆ ನನಗೆ ಈ ವೇದಾಂತದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಸಿಕ್ತು. ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನು ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಂಗಿಲಿಂದ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಈ ವಿವೇಕದ ಆಂಗಿಲಿಂದ ವೇದಾಂತವನ್ನು ನೋಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಫುಲ್ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ. ನಾನು ಒಂದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೇನೆ. ನಾನು ಏನು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪೀಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹೋಪ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್.
No. Lata also is joined, so you can change to English.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay, ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ. Then I will change it to English. Hi Lata.
Hi, hello. Can you hear me? Or
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah, I don't know. Something is. I will leave and join again. There is no. 1 second. But you can continue.
Yeah, sure. So what I was thinking about. I think ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪೀಠಿಗೆ ಪುನಃ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. ನೀವು ನನ್ನ ಪೀಠಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಸಾಕು. Then I will continue.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿ. ನಾನು ಇವರಿಲ್ಲ, ಲತಾ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೊರಟ್ರು. Now she came back.
Okay, Lata, I'll just jump into this the topic what I was talking, because the topic given to us is about Viveka, discrimination, that what is real, what is unreal. Over the weekend I just gave some information about. I attended one wedding, and in that wedding I was trying to understand the discrimination, what is going on in the people like me when we attend, and the function who is conducting, that is the father of that girl. So there's one very nice one function was organized, wedding function on Saturday evening reception and Sunday daytime marriage. And this person is having very good money. Both of his son and daughter, they are in the US, and this person is retired from this bank as a branch manager something, and he is having enough money, some 3-4 properties, and he is also very strong in this stock in the stock market. He makes a lot of money. You can't imagine so much. So that person, he is a very nice joy kind of person. If you talk to him, you feel very nice. He cracks so many jokes and all that. So whenever he visits anywhere, he will always make some comments which is very light jokes, but it will also create. It is not a positive; it's a negative kind of jokes. Yeah. So I have seen him. He giving some comments. We have our annual functions, our community. 2 times. He used to say that from my home, Tiranagar, I come to this Shankaramat side. That means when I come, my petrol cost is more than my food. So why should I come for this kind of function? He used to say that. Yeah. And such people, they don't give donation and all that. They just come and go, even though they are super rich. That's a kind of mentality. But he's a very, very nice person. If you give him one loudspeaker and all that, he can make the entire audience laughing, smiling and all that. Later moment. He's a good singer also. Then that person's daughter's marriage. It was some intercaste marriage. Initially, the father mother did not agree. He was a classmate. Later on, that girl said, "Okay, no problem. You search boy for me." That also did not happen. Finally, the same boy, the marriage. Everything was nice moments. But in this, I think 3-4 years already gone in this exercise. So I wanted to go for this marriage the Sunday because I like plantain leaf, eating in the plantain leaf in a systematic way. And my wife wanted to go previous day because it's easy, just go in the evening and finish and come back. The name of venue is Panchavati. Very, very nice place. You feel like as if you are in Ramayana, that Panchavati. Very nice, in Bangalore only, in Kanapura Road. The middle you have that mandapam, and around that water and some lotus and all that. Then outside you have nice Mangalore tiles, this one for sitting arrangement, and then nice food and all that. And I think they serve only vegetarian. They maintained all that. What happened is, I did not go previous day. I went next day. That is Sunday. I reached there, and that was almost say 12:30. Then 12:30 to 1:30 I was with them only there. At 1:30 for the lunch. When I got for the lunch, I got plantain leaf but no lunch.
Okay.
That was the situation, because I think they have informed those caterers maybe some quantity. Those people are very nice. They just finished and then they said no lunch. It cannot happen in any marriage, because the person never used to go and do a voluntary work anywhere. But he used to give negative comments. But now in this case, what has happened is just ulta. There was nothing was there. And then I saw some 10 people suddenly coming. They are from US return people, their classmates or something. They wanted to eat only in plantain leaf. They came and said, there was no plantain leaf also for them. I got plantain leaf, no food. For them, no plantain leaf. Then within no time, they prepared some rice, color rice, something, and they have served. That's what marriage, without sweets also. That was the last part of that marriage. Then I was thinking, from this Vedic point of view, when I analyze, see, I had in my mind that I should go and eat in plantain leaf. That is one desire, attraction.
Yes.
But yeah, then my wife told previous day, don't have all that. We'll go and we'll eat previous day, it's okay. Then I said, no, I want to be very systematic. I like that. I'll miss my native place. She told me clearly, you wanted plantain leaf. She got it. Don't talk about food now. Okay, so what I was thinking, initially in my mind suddenly came that thought, they invited so many guests and all that, but they are not able to give the food. What happened to all these people? They have so much of money, so much. For the venue, they might have spent around more than 10 lakhs rupees. Then again, a thought came to my mind. That B.M. Hegde, one gives very nice lectures on. Yeah. His pet student was there. He's also a doctor from my native place. He's a very famous doctor. That endosulfan, there was one big movement has happened in Kerala. And he has done it, and so many people getting this now money, that Mashasana, every month, because of him. He is also something like that, social worker. He's a pakka RSS married to a Christian. That to Padri's daughter. He was also there in that function. So that person is this person's, I think, very close relative, cousin or something. So he was sitting next to me. So he was telling his experience and all that. But in this case, when there was no food, finally they gave some rice, color rice. So I was thinking, why I had that desire within me that I need that. Why I am going through all this Veda class and all that. Why am I unhappy? The moment I got the message, I became very happy there. I got my message happy. This is a lesson for you that in this kind of situation, why you are losing your temper? What happened finally? Food, right? If you want to go home and prepare food and eat, or go to another one.
You have craving. You would have had many n number of times this food in the plantain leaves, but still that craving has not ended.
Correct.
And it would have created, since you didn't get, so you will get dvesha then.
Yes, dvesha came within no time.
Why I came to eat it? Why the food is not there?
Yes.
the moment this started coming in, this side thought, then I thought, okay, then I should not. It's a lesson for me that I should know how to manage in the situation when I have high expectation, if it is not materialized. Discrimination power. You should know that what is real, what is unreal. So I was expecting something which is unreal in nature. Spiritual part.
Correct.
And I should never bother about that. Whether you get food, good. Don't get food, be more happy. Because something for you.
There is also a greed, right? Because you had n number of times plant leaf food. I don't know, maybe countless number of times. There's still the greed is there. I want again more and more and more.
And that too, I was expecting from other person. It is not mine.
Yes.
And I started blaming him. Instead of, he invited nicely, everything was fine. Only food was not okay. Don't give priority for food, it may be 2%. 90% of the event, all the people had a nice time, good. Okay, then from his angle, I was thinking. His angle, see, I saw his brothers and all that. They coming and they're also sitting along with us and trying to eat. Then nobody is going to see that overall supervision, that what's happening. It is given to some caterers. And that very high-fi caterers. I think, I don't know who has, they might have told some quantities. I think Sunday, people have come more than expected. There was no food. And even caterer also, they give contract to another person, right? Main contractor runs away after that food preparation is over. I think there was nobody to even look at whether people are there or not, whether they have to serve or not. Once their job is over, my job is over, I'll just go out. So responsibility is there till you have to fully involve, whomever it is. So he himself is not involved because he's not a volunteer anywhere. So his brother is also not involved. Even caterer is not involved. Nobody involved. That's the reason shortage of food. It's a very rare moment, this kind of thing happening.
Yeah, it never happens. Like
people
that.
come and they do it themselves. Had I known, I would have gone and done some arrangement. Even I thought, looking at the whole thing, it is fantastic today. But it was completely failure. So from the Viveka point of view, for him, is you cannot make comments on somebody when it is not really real in nature. That is one thing. Second is, when you are inviting people and all that, you have something sense of responsibility. So there, if you use your Viveka, you will not make any this kind of event. This is all very easy. This risk is very easy to understand. Food is one thing, everywhere people look into that. He himself has not done for others as a volunteer. See, in our native place, everything is voluntary service. Even nowadays, cook we have to pay. Otherwise, it was also free earlier. So that is a thing we have here also in Bangalore. When we go for serving our ladies ourselves, and this vegetable chopping, everything we do it. But in this particular case, that person was not involved. He has got no idea of this food. So when you have no idea, you cannot make yourself very hype and invite people for food. So there, the discrimination what is needed is, when you clearly see from this Vedic point of view, this discrimination, Viveka, then simply he should have acted in his life like a normal person. People would have come and managed the show. The moment you give that the real life is money or power or status, no people will come to you. So this kind of situation will happen, and the nature will teach you a big lesson. That is what it can happen. Then now onwards, he cannot make any comments anywhere in his life. So the learning here is, just let go is not the solution. Viveka means he should have a discrimination power, how to do what kind of actions are required based on our Artha, Kama, Dharma and Moksha. My understanding, I'm just telling. So the primary goal is here, Artha. You need to have money. But the next is, when you have money only, you can have the Kama, pleasure. That, okay, I have so much wealth, I can have pleasure only up to that level, not above. That is second goal. The third goal is Dharma. Whatever you have, your Artha is nothing but security. That is money or whatever. Security is called Artha for us here. So naturally, in the third goal is Dharma. You have to do any your desire fulfilling through Dharma only. The moment you use the tool Dharma, the Kama, pleasure is within the limit. That limit will be equivalent to your risk-taking power, equivalent to that money, Artha. And then what is happening next is liberation. That's nothing but moksha. So the primary goal is moksha here. To achieve that, you should have Dharma. And for doing Dharma, you have to do some karma. And for doing that, the kamya karma, that's called. You have to do some actions. Even learning is also an action here. You have to invest time. And if you are doing something, going somewhere, doing something, for that you need some money. You have to call some people, you have to get something. For that you need some money, and for that you need artha. So goal 1 is artha, that's security. Goal 2 is kama, that's a pleasure. Goal 3 is dharma, and then you can achieve something called moksha, that's liberation. That is what is my understanding. Because again, I am talking based on something suddenly I got yesterday, that there is something interesting for me to connect. So this is what I thought, looking at all this. Then I have one more thing to share here, Mari. Just a minute. I made some notes. Yeah. Then I was looking at the definition of this, the Atma related one. Atma is of the nature of consciousness. That is the first feature of Atma. And second one is Atma is an independent principle. The third one is Atma is attributeless, doesn't have attributes. Third is it is external and beyond time. It is eternal, that means beyond time. And the next is it is all pervasive, and it is non-dual. That is what Vilas he was teaching us throughout. It is non-dual. So these are the 6 lakshanas of Atma. That is consciousness, independent principle, attributeless, and eternal, and all pervasive, and non-dual. This is what I got, some definition which is very meaningful for me. And I am different from whatever I witness. That is the law 1. I am different from whatever I witness. Witness means what I see, but I am different. That is me, Atma. Then I, the witness, am always free from attributes of the objects. So that means I cannot relate myself with any objects. That means with the examples we can't explain this one. That this is called seer and seen discrimination. This is very close to our Viveka. The discrimination between seer and seen. It's like the lamp. See what? It is a camera. So camera cannot take the picture of its own. Means its own lens. Through lens only it can take, and it can the picture. So I am like lens. I am not that picture. That is a discrimination which I found which something very interesting for me. Then I think Vilas was also talking about the Brahma and Maya definition and some understanding. So again, this is my study. As per my study, the understanding is the Brahman is a non-material principle, and Maya is completely material. This is the discrimination between Brahman and Maya. One is non-material, other one is material. Second one is Brahma is attributeless, that's a nirguna. And Maya is full of attributes, that's a saguna. Brahman is nirguna and Maya is saguna. The third one is Brahman is never object to change. But Maya can never remain the same. This is a clear difference. Brahman is permanent, it never changes. It will never change. But Maya can never remain the same. Then Brahman is not object to division, is indivisible. So Maya is subject to multiplication and division. These are the 2 major differences, the Maya and Brahman. This is one exercise what Vilas has given us. This is what my understanding. And the stage 1 and stage, when you see, beginningless is the causal universe. It is a beginningless. And then we have subtle universe. Then we have gross universe. These are the 2 stages of creation. The first stage is beginningless, the causal universe. Then in between you have subtle universe, and third one is called gross universe. What we are is in the gross universe. Then I have some more notes I have done. I'll just share that also. So to have this discrimination for understanding, we need to have Shravanam, that is a systematic and continuous listening to the scriptures or teachings for a length of time from a competent teacher. This is what I think we have studied in this Vivekachudamani. We need to have a competent teacher. So a competent teacher is nothing but experiential person. Then only it is possible to teach, because it cannot be. This is not experimental, what you call it, the lab related teaching. This is something experiential teaching. So for that we need to have a Shravanam, and we use this Bhadram Karne Bishrunaya. So we should have a complete understanding with very careful, and then we should listen. So we need to have a proper teacher to listen. So to understand that, again, the discrimination, that Viveka is required to understand who is the real teacher, who is not the real teacher. The real teacher is the one who will have good knowledge to teach with experience. For him, whether in front of him 100 students are there, one student is there, doesn't make any difference. If he wants to give knowledge, he will give knowledge, because he is not worried about himself. Because the moment you say, I have 1,000 students with me, that is nothing but ego. So the teacher should be egoless. That is the first requirement. And then he understands the level, and according to the level he gives. And in the Shravana, the Shishya, he receives through listening. I think when we are very small, our mother is the first teacher for us. Whatever she is doing, whatever in the morning or in the evening, she's talking about the names of God and whatever. And that just, it's a flow, continuous flow happens, bhakti in them, and from there we get, that is the first level of Shravanam which is happening. But when you reach the age of 7, you are supposed to go, because your home related teaching is reached some stage, because we are with the grahastha samsara. When you go to the real guru, then real guru will start teaching in a proper way, because by then your base is already strong, it comes from home. So today real guru is not somewhere in the forest. Today real guru is available for us anywhere through the internet. We can tap and we can get that knowledge, is my understanding. So the Shravanam is very important, and preparation for Shravanam is also equally important. We should have Shraddha, and so Shraddha only we can do the proper Shravanam. Next is the Mananam, say stage 2. That is resolving all intellectual doubts till I am able to say I am Brahman with a total conviction. Mananam. So Mananam, I think in our case, once we listen something, unless we understand, unless we clear the doubt, going to next step is nothing but disaster, because you may make a mistake. Even in our ISO process also same thing. What is written there, we have to follow. That means somebody, experienced people they have written in the form of maybe Veda, and that is translated into maybe Upanishad, and then Brahma Sutras, and then our Bhagavad Gita, etc. Based on our level, we should understand, we have to Mananam. Maybe Bhagavad Gita is the easiest to do Mananam. So once we have that Mananam, that is resolving all intellectual doubts till I am able to say I am Brahman with a total conviction. So Mananam doesn't happen. So once the Mananam is over, then we have third stage, Nididhyasanam. So in this Nididhyasanam, that is a transformation of intellectual knowledge, what we have gained. So I am Brahman into emotional strength, that is assimilating self-knowledge. So this Nididhyasanam, that is under a guru for a length of time, under a competent guru, when it happens, we reach that stage called that very close to the moksha. So this is my understanding of Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam. And I have one more thing here to share. That is, which was just very interesting weekend. The 5 capsules of the Vedanta. What is that Vedanta for me? So I am of the nature of eternal and all pervading consciousness. That is the first one. And the second one is I am the only source of permanent peace, security and happiness. It doesn't come from outside, it is within. The third one is by my mere presence I give life to the material body, and through the body I witness the material universe. So that means my body, through that I am experiencing the material universe. Fourth principle is I am not affected by anything that takes place in the material world and in the material body. This is what that example of marriage what I have given. So I am not affected. So I am not affected is a discrimination again within the mind we should have, because through mind only we can experience. The fifth one is by forgetting my nature I convert life into a burden, and by remembering my nature I convert life into a blessing. So I should forget that my nature, and I should take out all that burden, then I convert life into a blessing. That blessing feeling is nothing but a spiritual feeling. Once this comes with this Shraddha, then it is a starting point for spirituality progression. So this is what the basic foundation during the weekend I was trying to understand. So Vilas, I have not properly presented the way what you have asked, but I have presented what I thought I should talk something here today.
Well, no problem. See, this is
So you can
fine.
correct me.
Yeah, no, your understanding on the Vedanta is correct. But the question here is that what is Viveka? So the one what you explained about food is a very laukika, meaning it is worldly. Yeah, that will show you raga, dvesha, moha. So first of all, there is a moha of a wedding is a moha, right? And then when we go to a wedding, generally we expect that we gift something and then we go to lunch, then we have lunch and come back. And when that is not there, or there is insulting in that way, then the dvesha is going to happen. If the food is very nicely placed and with different varieties, then there is raga. But that was not the question. The question is, how would we practice Viveka, which is Brahman, Satya, Jagat, Mithya. So how do we do it? Was the question. See, what you have shared, which is right, is what is raga, dvesha. That you have beautifully understood, which is very good. And also the explanation what you gave on Vedanta is very apt. There is no mistake in that. So how the consciousness is, or Atma is, and what it does is very good. But then the question here are two parts. One, there is no Atma. When we go into deep of Vedanta, you will not find Atma. It will be, that is, the Ishvara is replaced, which is nothing but Atma. So the Jivi, Jagat, Ishvara, all the three will vanish and merge into the supreme consciousness, which is Brahman. Now when we look at Viveka, how do we practice is the question. How do you, now that we have come almost to the end of our journey, what is that we can practice as Viveka? So just to give an example, let's say the easiest example which we all experience is daily night sleep. So the Jagat is gone, and the Jivi is also gone, and Ishvara is just a concept. You can see that, meaning you don't know you exist. That is Ishvara. And the Jivi, the intellect is not functioning at all. There is no intellectualization. And there is no Jagat. That means Jagat is created out of 5 senses. The 5 senses are not there. Then the Jivi requires the senses to sense something. So there is nothing to sense. So it goes to sleep. Ishvara is required to keep the body alive, which is there, but you are not there in that sleep. So the easiest of experiencing Viveka in terms of Brahman, Satya, Jagat, Mithya is deep sleep, which not knowing is ignorance, avidya. So can we bring that deep sleep in a day? That is when we are in waking hours. So the question is, how do we bring that? Meaning, what is your strategy or what is your practice to bring that scene in front of you? What we all do in deep sleep, how can you bring it in the waking life? So that is the practice what we need to do for Viveka. So what do you think, or what do you infer?
I think what you're talking is perfectly right. I'm audible, right?
Yes, very much audible.
Yeah, okay. No, perfectly right. I knew that I have deviated the subject a lot because I have a lot of interest to talk on that.
No, it's fine, but
Yeah, but the Viveka point of view, what you mentioned is perfectly right. We should talk more on Viveka only in this particular session, and especially Viveka is a discrimination, right? We should know what is real, what is not real.
correct. So what is unreal?
And whatever we do, see, let me use it this way. So morning till evening, I was watching myself. Morning, after getting up, I go for a walk. After walk, I do some yoga, then dhyana, then breakfast, then I reach here. So here, what is real and what is unreal? If I see, I am using the word I morning woke up. That itself is not real. And then say going for a walk, who is walking there? Is it my body is walking or I am walking? And walking means what? When you look at that, all that gives a feel from the Vedantic study point of view, it is completely unreal. But while walking, where am I? Sometimes I am in the walking, watching. Sometimes my mind goes to office, sometimes goes to my personal things, and it keeps changing. And that manas is not there in one place. It keep on moving here, there. And during that time when it is all moving, the movement itself is wrong. That manas itself is not real. So that means I am not working. But what I'm thinking is also not real. Everything is not real. That's all unreal. Then what is real there for me? The real is only one, the witnesser. What I have experienced that I am dreaming, what I experienced that I am walking, all that experience is nothing but it is the real. But that experience is also highly influenced by raga and dvesha, because that experience also says it is a good or bad experience. The moment I use the word good and bad, I am in the unreal world. The real is the getting a feel of good and bad, for that the energy, the fuel, that is the real. So that is what is my understanding till now. So I have a very small portion of the real thing I am experiencing, and rest all unreal. 99% is unreal only, because my mind is always in the unreal stage. So are you talking that I should bring my mind to the real stage? That means I will not be looking at that person as a name and nama and rupa, and there is no Vishaya also. I am only experiencing energy. Can I say that way?
No, it is not like that. So first we need to define what is Jagat. So we'll come to the basic question. What is Jagat? When we say Brahman, Satya, Jagat, Mithya, you leave the Brahman. So let's deal with Jagat. So what do we mean by Jagat?
Jagat for me is a Pancha Bhautika, one part. Then other one Jagat is also having our subtle body related one. The feelings, what is going on in our mind. And all raga, dvesha and arishat varga, those things, and all they're part of the Jagat. Samsara.
Okay, fine. Lata, you have anything to add?
On Jagat?
Yeah. What is your understanding on Jagat?
Yeah, my understanding of Jagat is all these names and forms and the associations and labeling and the relationships and all we create in our mind. So that is what for me is Jagat. So that is, and that's the reason all these are created in the mind. It's not actually there. Even if you see any relationships, the daughter, son, the company, ABB, or your role, or whatever it is, the house or the car, whatever you have, all of that we have created that in the mind. You see one form and associate some name to it, label it, and then create everything in your mind. So that is actually what the Jagat is my understanding is. And yeah, from what you said, all that finally all the form which we see is Panchabhuta only. But the real, my understanding, maybe it has to go much more deeper. What I have understood is all these things which we create in our mind is a Jagat. It's not something which is outside what you see in the physical world. So that is so this is my understanding of Jagat. So I am also seeing in that I can see it in my mother very vividly now. She has husband, she has 3 children, she has grandchildren, she has all the relationships, she has held all of us dear to her all her life. Okay, so now she is lying down in that hospital bed and she cannot recognize anybody. Okay, so where did all us whatever she has held dear is gone from her mind. So whatever is not permanent is unreal. So if you hold on to the unreal stuff, then it's only you will feel that misery and suffering, one way or the other. Or whatever you hold as unreal as real, then you will lose it for some point of time. So this is the way I was analyzing this Viveka. So whatever you create in your mind, whatever you name in your mind, and whatever you associate, recognize in your mind, is created. So whatever is created in the mind, it will get destroyed. So that Jagat is getting created in your mind. So that is what will get destroyed. So this is my simple understanding.
Okay.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, is that it is just the identification. Is Jagat.
Yes.
If you identify
Correct.
anything, you have created Jagat.
Right.
So the marriage hall is an identification, so you suffer. And then if you really bring everything together, it comes to wife, husband, children, bank balance, all that is Jagat. So Brahman, Satya, Jagat, Mithya would be that leaving the identification and watching that everyone is living because of consciousness, not because that somebody wants him or her to stay or not to stay. So if the journey were to end, like what Lata is explaining about her mother, if the journey were to end, then the person will lose all that was once identified. And without identification, nothing is experienced. So the Jagat is completely gone, but yet the consciousness is there. So in Lata's mother, we can see the last stages of consciousness, just like a lamp before getting extinguished. It is trying its best to stay. So that is what Jagat is all about. So the practice is like this. So we can create many of the steps to practice. One, we can use the lamp as an example or as a study. So we have the wick and we have the oil and we have the lamp and we have the light. Okay, so we have lit the lamp. Now, how much is it dependent? The light, how much is it dependent? It is dependent on the body, which is that lamp itself. Then it is dependent on the food, that is the oil. It is also dependent on the wick, which is the mind. Then it has lit both the body and the mind. So if nothing changes, meaning if as long as the these three conditions, that is the lamp itself, which is the body, and the oil and the wick exist, the light will be shining, which is the consciousness. So in all the lamps you have the same light. It's not differing in any given way, but what is differing is the karma of that wick or the oil or that container which is the lamp, or what we call as the lamp. So if the consciousness were to think or feel or presume or do whatever due to mind, the wick is the mind, it were to presume that I am the wick and I am the oil and I am this container, it keeps on getting into illusion, which is what Jagat is all about. So this is one way of practice. And second way of practice is bringing the deep sleep state into waking state, meaning observing everyone like you would observe in deep sleep. So that will give you the same experience. Or like what Lata explained, assuming that you are the person who is dying and you are not remembering anyone or anything at all, what would be that state? The consciousness is there, but nothing it can recognize. Like a person out of coma, he doesn't have any kind of memories. Now what happens then? Or you can take a person who is having Alzheimer's disease and he doesn't have any memory. Now what does that person do? Meaning, so we can observe all of this and come to a definitive understanding as an experience that Jagat is indeed mithya. So these are the different ways to practice. So you can take whichever one is good to you. So you can take the lamp, because we can see that the Brahman there, all lamps are the same, meaning all the light in the lamp are the same. The lamps might be different in sizes, shapes, color, texture, or some can be tall, some can be short, some can be fat, some can be lean, some can be something like a pedestal kind of lamps and all that. Okay, so depending upon its punya phala, you have these many different kind of lamp, but the light in each one of the lamp is absolutely the same. It provides light. That's all what it does. So that is Brahman. So when Lata would see her mother, if she sees the lamp, then there is disturbance in the mind. If she sees the light, there is no disturbance at all, because there is no death.
Yeah, so I was just looking when I was staying in the hospital for 1 or 2 days. So what do the doctors treat? So doctors treat that body, the food body.
Correct.
And the Annamaya Kosha. So Annamaya Kosha is kept alive by giving food, drip, medicine, this, that. But for all the other stuff, the real stuff, there is nothing. Okay, so this is what, and then I was looking at my mother. So, and then I was asking my brother. So this I have shared with Vilas. Is it really her mother lying on this bed? Because her body has changed, her mind has changed. There's no resemblance of the mother which we know. So my brother gave a beautiful answer. So he said, our memories tell that it is our mother. Right? Otherwise, it's totally different. Her full appearance has changed for the last 4 months. The mindset has changed. So what do you consider as a mother? You consider that package, the body plus the mind, what you have seen, is you have labeled in your mind as one single entity and put a label as mother. And now we are trying to project our memories on whatever we are seeing now and then telling, okay, it's our mother.
Correct. So which is mithya?
Actually, there is nothing called mother in this case, right?
Right.
Because what you have seen that times when you are small, that you don't have that body and even that voice, nothing is there. Now what you have seen maybe 2 months ago is different, and today what you see is different. Then what is mother? Mother is gone through this body transformation is one thing visible, and also mind transformation. Then what is mother again when you ask the question?
It's only a role.
Vilas, you can explain what is mother here.
Mother is only the role. That's all.
But we are attached. No, see, we have emotionally attached to what?
To your mind. That's all.
Yeah. So you are emotionally attached to that image in your mind or that feeling which it created. Even in this case, but you are wanting to have that lunch in the plantain leaf. So you are attached to your memory, not actually to that plantain leaf and the food, and also you are attached to the memory and the experience and pleasure you had at that point of time. You are attached to it and you want to repeat that again.
Right.
That's what you are trying to do. And you are still reliving the memory, not actually you are enjoying that food as if you are eating the first time. You are enjoying that memory, actually.
Actually,
You're reliving that memory.
Yes, actually, but you experienced or you enjoyed or suffered a stale experience. Because the mind immediately compared its experience from the past plantain leaf situation.
Yeah.
And it felt that this is not the way somebody should treat someone when called for food and they don't have any food at all. So it immediately remembered. So like that, the mother is also same thing. Father is also same thing. Brother is also same thing. Husband is also same thing. Wife is also same thing.
Okay, in that case, why we should emotionally do the fighting there? Sometimes a fight happens, fight or raga or dvesha, both. We should not do it, right? In the real sense.
Yes.
Just don't respond.
If you have real understanding,
Then you will not
will
fight.
not.
Then you will not fight.
you will become compassionate. You will immediately become compassionate without any emotions.
Yeah, that is important.
No, we fight because of...
The compassionate, we fight because we are not getting what we expect, or the person did not behave or tell something in the way we wanted it, and so on. If the person talks in the way you like, then you like, and if they don't talk, you don't like. And we also forget that every instance of time, even you and me or anybody, every instant of time you are different. But then we package all our experiences together and then name, okay, this is this person and this person is like this. You label it. And then when you are interacting with that person next time, all those things will come and color how you interact at that moment.
Yes.
So if you are able to leave off, I am not telling that I am able to, but I understood it. I think it came to me when the last time I came home here in June. So that time my sister was saying something and it suddenly clicked to me. Okay. So I'm packaging all these instances of whatever she's been telling and behaving, and I'm packaging it and telling, okay, she's like this. So if you are able to take away those things, I try also to practice, then your interactions will be much better. That you will do what exactly has been done or told or interact at that point of time, and then leave it. That will free off your mind like anything. You will not have any residue left in your mind.
Correct.
Of any interaction.
But in this real world, the other side, they will pull you. For example, in the office environment, somebody is expecting more, CTC for them, money. and they say, I deserve this, please give me. But we are not able to give it. So then the discussion starts. That person will say, my manager is not good because the money is not paid equivalent. And that person will start troubling you daily, asking, give me money, give me this, give me position and all that. So now in this case, how to deal with the respect to the spirituality here? Because there I agree, because it's our feeling with respect to something. But here there's a pull is happening. You do this like that. Then what we should talk there? Let go will not work here now, because we have to give some proper response.
Yeah. See, actually, when was it? I think last Friday or sometime. There is one person who told me, actually, we have given him promotion just now. I called him to tell he is promoted and he has got some hike.
Yeah.
And then he was generally asking me how I am and all that. And then I also mentioned about my mothers. And he said, I want to tell you something more, but now today I will not say, he said. And he kept the phone. And he said, thanked me and all, and said. Then Monday he called me and said, he want to resign. Okay. So, do I get angry with him? Because I have done all that, whatever has to be done, and gave out of turn promotion and gave hike because I sensed something is going to happen like this. So that's the reason I did that. And then, so then I talked to him. I said, you just joined in 2 years back. We have done all this for you. Is it not right actually on your part to do this? And I was not having any dvesha or anything. So, and he also showed me his offer. And then he said, I do not want to talk openly. Somehow I feel very talk to you very openly, and I am able to talk to you well. So he shared, and then I said, you don't put it in the system. And then and I asked KP, and everything is today he has agreed to withdraw. Yesterday. Okay. So that time I thought that he can contribute to ABB, and you can it's possible to give that much, and I know that market rate for those kind of skills, so it was okay to be done. Okay, so there is another case which I am discussing. That person is not willing to discuss even. Okay, so then you try and then you leave it, but why you have to get it all? You do whatever you want to do, but then how you take it in your mind is what matters. Do you get worried about it? Do you get angry with that person, or you feel that why is he troubling, and all that kind of things? What happens in your mind is what is important. What you do is different. So I never felt, even though I'm going through this, then he was also feeling very bad to tell me this news because he knows that my mother is in the hospital and so on. So I said, that's all fine. That's a different thing altogether. But did I get angry with him that he's doing such a kind of thing? No, I didn't. And anyway, I think maybe he could also sense, what do you say, that my mind is calm or something, so that is why he is able to open up. And he said, I am never planning to show you anything or even tell you anything of this sort, but somehow he ended up telling me everything.
I think the calmness of your mind has managed the situation, right?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. So then I just took this example because it all depends on what happens in your mind. Even now I am going through all this situation. See, actually, I don't know whether I told you, even my cook who was taking care of my daughter, she passed away just 2 weeks back.
Oh my.
It was November 3rd. So, what do you feel in that mind at that point of time? Do you feel angry? Why is it happening like this to me, everything together? Why everything has to happen like that? Do I have that thing? No. Absolutely, I can 100% tell you that I don't have that in my mind. The first thought which happened to me when I heard that news, my cook passed away, was, oh, what a tough life she had. Hope she get a better place next time. This is the first thought which came to my mind. Then the remaining, the practical aspect came.
She used to stay in your home also, right?
Yes. She used to stay. She stayed full October. And then November onwards, I said, you don't have to stay. You come every day. So she came on Monday and she talked to me. And then the next day, she's not there.
What happened to her?
She has this heart problem of racing heartbeat. And that she is having for some years now. But then the doctor said nothing to be done. So only you take medicines whenever it happens. So this time she had got heart attack 2 times, and then she refused to go to the hospital, it seems. On time. So she passed away. So then I can also look like that, right? So I can feel why this has to happen, all this together, and at least I had a support system there. Now nothing is there. So here also the problem is that I cannot even leave and go, and there also nobody is there. So all that kind of dvesha can happen.
Yes.
I can see that that dvesha and sadness in my sister. She said, why this has to happen? Why should it happen like this? Why should it happen like this? So that suffering I can see. So it all depends on what you feel in your mind. Even if somebody comes and asks you for a raise, somebody asks you for a role change, what is it happening in your mind? Irrespective of whatever you do, you give or you don't give, whether that person deserves or don't deserve is immaterial. But what you feel internally at that moment is what is important. Are you able to observe it? That's the first thing.
Yeah. So the thing is, but if you disassociate identification, nothing you will feel.
Correct. We are connected. That is the issue.
So the
We are
Viveka,
connected with unreal.
that's exactly, so Viveka is all about that you don't identify, it is you. Like what Lata is trying to do.
If I don't identify it is me, then that problem is not there.
Yes.
But the question is, so this is the first mistake we do. Okay, we have done the first mistake. Now second mistake, we identify the other person also. So we make two unreals to interact. There the problem starts. If me alone is unreal, okay, it is only within me. Now the third person is demanding something with us. Now how to deal with the situation is the question.
Again, you don't
Lata's answer is be calm and you don't associate with yourself first.
Yes.
That's a calmness. Sthita prajna. When you are in Sthita prajna, whatever the action you take, it will not create you any more further raga or dvesha.
Correct.
And when you have no raga and dvesha, so the other person has got no meaning he showing raga or dvesha with you, because you will not get either raga or dvesha. So it is a neutral transaction. That is what through our mind we can manage.
No. He might shout at you. See, that person might shout at you, but you have no raga and dvesha.
Yeah. How long he will shout? As long as if I reply, then it will go up. If I don't reply, if I don't respond properly to that raga and dvesha, if I don't identify the raga and dvesha, then he will be okay. He will also come to calm. Because I don't support his raga and dvesha.
No. He might or he might not, but that doesn't make any difference to you.
No, the thing is, the opposite person, how long he will show his raga and dvesha?
He can be showing for days or months together. That is not your problem.
Right.
If you try to change him, if you think by you becoming silent, he is going to stay silent, it is wrong. Again, you still have an expectation of that, which is again Jagat Satya.
Yeah.
Jagat, which...
So, even in this case, with the person I'm trying to retain, I have completely forgotten actually on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday I remembered I asked KP to talk. But for me, this was immaterial in my mind whether he decided to stay or go. I have done what I need to do. That's it.
Yeah, correct. There it is.
And you have to really feel that. Huh? It's not that I'm just saying for the sake of saying.
Correct.
So you can look it this way, but one is, if you don't have a self view that you are self, then Jagat is gone. Then the Jivi intellect cannot transact without Jagat. So at the max you are Ishvara only.
Hmm.
That is all. It is nothing more than that. Meaning, first you have to observe, like we three are talking. If you make in your mind that it is Vilas and Lata and they know this much or they don't know that much and all of that. So if you drop it off and consider we three are only consciousness, there is no name formation, then you will not have anything except for peace. There is nothing else you will feel.
Yeah, there are three.
Yeah.
Three
That says all three are same, right?
Yes.
Yeah, three streams interacting with each frame. It comes, goes. It comes and goes.
That's all what you will find. The sound is coming and it is going away. At present, in three of us, what can you find? It's only the sound which is coming and going away. All that you explained from 8:30 onwards is just a sound. The mind is putting meaning to it. But if you just observe from consciousness, what do you find? Just a sound.
Yes. If you drop the mouth, your mind, that is its only sound.
Yes. So Jagat is the mind. It's very simple.
Jagat is a mind. Yes.
So if I value
So
somebody,
that is the reason we say Jagat is created by me, means in my mind I have created that Jagat.
exactly.
Actually, it is the basic sound, light, and only those basic things.
Yes, that is all what it is. So if you can cut the senses from sense object is what Vairagya is all about. So Viveka will then give rise to Vairagya. And Vairagya will help in Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, Titiksha, Samadhana, Shraddha. And then you will... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think if you are able to understand Viveka deeply,
All the remaining
then
things will happen.
yeah, Vairagya will come on its own. And when Vairagya comes on its own, all the other Shat Sampati will come.
Exactly. And that's the reason I asked you to work on Viveka.
Yeah.
I didn't ask anyone to work from the last part. There are four foundations, right? One is Viveka, Vairagya, Shad Sampatti, and Mumukshvatva. It is not that first I develop Viveka, then after a few days I'll develop Vairagya, then after a few days or weeks I'll create the Shad Sampatti, and then I will later create Mumukshvatva. It's not like that. When you go deeper in Viveka, the remaining three foundation also will happen.
If you have strong Viveka, whatever the problems we think now they are not the problems.
Yes, they have never been the problem.
The only problem
And
is
suddenly you get a huge
they are in this
space.
world. Yes.
Suddenly you are relaxed.
No, but due to our karmic phala, we are getting many sights, many sound, many taste, many touch, many smell, and many thoughts. That's all.
And we are attracted to that.
No, you are attracted and repelled also, not only attracted.
Yeah.
Okay, so the objective here is to observe what is the reality. The reality is the sound comes and goes. The sight comes and goes. The taste comes and goes. The touch comes and goes. And the smell comes and goes. You don't keep your nose and search for the smell, right? Have you ever done that? The smell comes to your nose.
Yes.
You don't go sniffing at object.
Yes, correct.
And in the same way, you don't keep on touching object. When the object comes near you, you will touch it. It's not that you will go somewhere to touch an object. In the same way, don't take your eyes and start searching for the object. As soon as the object comes in your eye, the Vishaya comes, the eye opens up and it sees. Then the memory says, like what Lata was explaining, the memory says, here is your mother lying on the bed. So immediate reaction is despair. you feel literally lost. What should I do now? So there is lot of anxiety, there is lot of worry, there is helplessness, and all that is happening, and crying and feeling lost. All that will happen. But the
See the Lata's response there. What is doctor doing? One question. He is treating only Annamaya kosha.
Yes.
The moment you get that understanding, your worry is gone.
exactly.
Now, see, doctor is saving my mother and doctor is doing a treatment to the Annamaya kosha. There's a huge difference in understanding.
Correct. See, the doctor is not only doing that, but the doctor is taking care of the Annamaya kosha, trying to resolve the Pranamaya kosha, somehow or the other bring the Manomaya kosha, then that consciousness will be able to connect the Vijnanamaya kosha, so that the mother gets up and say, I am now finding okay. But unfortunately, all the 5 koshas are absent now.
Yes.
So the doctor is doing his best or her best to make that Annamaya kosha work.
Now actually, there is no this Manomaya kosha working properly, right? Not able to remember and
Exactly.
objectify.
Exactly.
Nothing is there.
So now what has happened? The Manomaya kosha and the Vijnanamaya kosha, that is what the Jivi is. The Jivi is gone.
Yes. Yeah.
So the mother is gone.
Yeah, correct.
Already
What
gone.
we had, yes.
Yes.
What that love and identification and all that is gone now already.
Already gone. Even though the
Now
life...
we identifying with the only body.
Yes. Now you see the fun.
Other thing is memory. Yes.
That the fun part. The consciousness is there, but yet the mother is not there.
Consciousness is fully there.
It is there. It was there. It is there.
Yes.
But the mother is not there. This is the first.
Are we able to connect with that consciousness?
No, you
Or
are
is
that.
this question,
No.
is this question itself is wrong? I myself is a consciousness, right?
Yes, you yourself a consciousness. There's nothing like you connecting to another consciousness. So the thing is,
Then if we have that feeling, any feeling is a wrong feeling there. Either good or bad.
Absolutely. That is the reason I was telling on some time ago that mind only feels. Now the mind of Lata is not feeling the mother,
Yes.
but her sister is having tremendous pain because she is recognizing her as her mother.
Naturally, that is what it is. Because we identify ourselves with the body and then mind.
Yeah, so now Lata is not worrying, whereas her sister is worrying.
Yeah, you see one more observation here. Lata is not worrying because Lata is not identifying herself as body or mind. So there is nothing question of worry. But her sister is body and mind because she has to go through physical strain after this because Lata will be back in Bangalore and then brother sister is going away after some time and she will be alone. She has to go through all that. That means she is identifying herself with the mind and body. If she also thinks no mind and body, then her thinking and Lata's thinking will be same.
Exactly the same. And that is the reason Brahman is Satya.
Brahman is Satya. Correct.
See, what is...
So that's
Yes,
what I was trying to say, that when I say I don't miss my mother, I mean it, because I can feel the presence everywhere, irrespective of the body.
Yes.
Presence is that that consciousness. So it is there everywhere. So where you are missing.
If you think that your consciousness and mother's consciousness is same, then she's already there.
There's no your consciousness and mother's. There's only that presence.
The presence.
Yeah.
See, but the moment you put in a container that it is mother's consciousness and this is this consciousness, you are again coming to Jagat. There is only one single consciousness.
Okay, now, body. Yes.
I will give you another easy example. You take a mirror, big mirror, and throw it on the ground. It gets split up into 100 parts. So do you can you tell me, are there 100 mirrors or there is only one mirror?
That is a good question. You will have 100 images.
Yes, you will have 100 images, but there is only one mirror.
And there is one more thing, which you see the trees, right? You see the trees and then you see the sky. When you look through this, in between the trees, you see a lot of shapes, because you are seeing the sky through those shapes. So you know, but that there is no different shapes there. There's only one sky. But this is on trees on the top. Then you see all those pieces. That's how it is. The Maya simile.
Maya is very attracted to mind.
Yeah.
No, mind is Maya. There's nothing
Maya.
like mind
is
is
Maya,
attracted to mind. It is mind itself is Maya.
Mind is movement. As long as the movement is there, you have the mind.
Yeah. So you are not going, no, so like Lata's mother is not going or coming.
It's always there.
She's always there. So she was Avyakta earlier, she became Vyakta, and very soon she will again become Avyakta. It was not that earlier she was in Vyakta. No. Earlier she was in Avyakta. Then she became Vyakta. Now she is time to become Avyakta again. The original state is Avyakta only.
Yeah, by the way, Vilas, I talked with my father whether he will join our sessions in the morning. He said yes, he will join.
Wow, that is good.
But today I didn't want to call because I know that I'll be talking about my mother and all that. So I think that will be too strong for him. So
Yes.
I didn't call him.
That is very good sign.
Yeah. No, anyway, he's reading a lot of books. I'm buying a lot of books and he's reading. Now he's reading a book on consciousness.
Maybe then he can join tomorrow when we only talk about consciousness instead of your mother.
Yeah. So I think that would be good.
Yes, we are told. Tomorrow maybe
You can do some.
little more, some other examples and deeper and all that. I think we need one more session, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we will do that, and it's almost 10. So let's end.
Yeah, I think yes. Even I have to prepare for next meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Fine.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
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 Bye.